All right, getting back here to Center Point, or tonight's third dual meet. We'll be starting here pretty quick with Independence. We'll be wrestling Marion for our last dual meet of the night. Earlier in the night, we did wrestle Northland, and we're having a victory there. And then came back with the Center Point duel in a WAMAC duel. We're able to get victory there. And now we're going to go ahead and be starting with Center Point, with Marion here in just a few minutes. So. All right, so we're back, and we're going to have some JV matches. And before we get going on the Marion duel, I'm not sure there will be too many JV matches. Haven't been too many tonight, but I believe we have Connor Horn now wrestling, and looks like he's got the cradle hooked up and looking to get a fall, and he does get a quick fall. So JV match. So looks like we have another JV match coming up with Christian Kramer. And so Christian will get going. We'd like to thank our sponsors for tonight. And so the sponsors are Adams Family Furniture, Cliff Keen Athletic, Scion Charlie's, Eshin Tarpey Napa, Home Indeed, Indy Mac Club, the Iowa High School Sports Network, Shannon Wrestling Tournaments, Signs and More, Smith D&L Insurance, and The Predicament. And here we go in our second JV match of the night. Christian Kramer versus Miller, for which looks to be Nathan Miller, 170 pounds is listed. And so a couple of tall, lanky wrestlers. And there's a shot by Miller, and turns the corner, does a nice job of getting takedown. Kramer trying to dig in and counter that, but not able to. And Miller does a nice job staying between the legs on that, and comes over the head and has Kramer on his back. Kramer fighting to get off his back, but he's in kind of some tall weeds here, and there's a fall. So pretty quick fall by Miller of Marion, and so on to 220 pounds. So 220 pounds for Independence is going to be Lucas Dawson, senior, and Lucas is going to be wrestling probably Carter Martwig, from what I can tell. And so, yep. So, and again, another JV match before we get started on our varsity duel. Independence was able to, there's a pass by Dawson, and able to get Martwig down. And so Dawson pretty long, so he's going with a cross face, and looks like he's going to try to cross face cradle and cinch it up, and looks like he's getting that locked up. So there it is. So we'll see if Dawson can get him turned over, but not quite able to do that. Instead, switches to a butcher, does a nice job of switching to a butcher, and but again, Martwig is battling him pretty hard. Does get a 2-point near fall, and he goes right back in on a cradle, and is going to go ahead and see if he can get that locked up, and not able to quite keep the hands locked, but does have it pretty tight. Might almost have it too tight, where he's got it. Martwig elevated a little bit, but there's a fall. So nice job on by Lucas Dawson coming out and getting a fall. And so we haven't had too many of the JV matches going. So next up is well, not sure where we're at with that, but so it looks like it's going to be 113 pounds. So we'll get started here. Independence was able to get a victory over Northland in the first dual meet of the night, and came back and able to get another win versus Center Point. And now we'll be starting in the Marion duel here as well. And so there's some seeing what's going on down here right now. But so we'll be getting going. I believe it should be starting at 113 pounds for this dual meet. The first duel started at heavyweight, and we moved on to 106. Now we're going to be on to 113. And Marion has a couple open, or at least one open weight, as does Independence at 120 pounds. So we'll have to see how this goes. But so so I think at 113 pounds, I think this is going to be a varsity match. And I believe, from what I can tell, Brock Eldridge, who's who wrestled 106, weighed in at 106, wrestled the first dual at 106, and it may be bumping him up to 113. I'm not sure. It looks like sort of the strategy here, since Independence has forfeited at and been an open weight at 120, then I assume they will move up Thomas Madison to the 120 range. So, but we're awaiting this. And again, we thank our sponsors and hope that you tune in and listen. We'll be broadcasting from the Battle of Waterloo tomorrow, with Independence having their first duel at 9. Second one is scheduled for 11. But sometimes they do go a little earlier than that, so you want to stay tuned for that. And then with the third dual meet, again at 1 or maybe even a little bit sooner than that. So we do know that tomorrow they open up with Don Bosco, and they go through a bracket, so we don't know who we wrestle in the second one, but Don Bosco is ranked fairly high in 1A, so we'll have to see how we go against that. But we'll do that, and then we'll plan to, I'm sure, broadcast again on Saturday. We aren't certain as to timing of Saturday's broadcast, simply due to whether they're in the what I would say the winner's side of the bracket or the loser's side of the bracket. The loser's side of the bracket will be broadcast on Saturday morning, and otherwise the championship brackets on Saturday, I believe, again are at 4 o'clock. I think they go 4, 6, and 8. So, all right, I think we're getting ready to get going. So, for Marion, we have Gavin Heiler, 113 pound for Marion. For Independence, it's Brock Eldridge, and so Heiler is quickly gets passed by and gets takedown and gets Eldridge down. Heiler, kind of a long wrestler, has Eldridge locked up in a cradle and is getting some near fall points and gets a fall. So 113 pounds. Independence moved up Brock Eldridge from 106 to 113, and was Eldridge is pinned, and so Marion starts off the duel 6-0. So we're on to 120 pounds, where Thomas Madison, 113 pounder for Independence, has moved up to wrestle, given the open weight for Indy. And for Marion, looks like Ishmael, and I am not going to even try to pronounce that. Mana. I don't know. So, but here we go. And so Mana doesn't look like a really big 20-pounder, and Madison is a pretty scrappy 113-pounder for independence, and so and both go out. So a lot of hand fighting and clubbing, and they both got out of bounds. So. Staying forehead, and Mana is snaps Madison down, trying to, I think, get into a front headlock. Madison does a nice job backing out of that, controlling that wrist, and so back on her feet. So Madison did a nice job of kind of just coming forward, and had some success on his feet tonight. So I'd like to see kind of work into some shots here, and there's a half shot by Madison. Everybody kind of heavy collar tie, and there's a quick warning on Mana as Madison is doing a nice job of shooting, and so the Marion wrestler is just backing off, and so we're going to get that call. So. Start back, 1 minute to go in the first period. And heavy collar tie. Mana is just, looks like he's trying to go ear to ear in heavy collar tie. And the official is, trying a fireman's carry, but not quite able to finish that yet. And Madison's working, trying to get his leg back, and he needs to get that foot back and get that leg back and keep pulling that ankle. He's done it, and he just needs to cover, and he did. So he's covered for a 2-point takedown. So Mana did a nice job of really trying to catch him with Madison with a carry, but Madison did a nice job keeping those hips heavy, and now he's going to ride out this period. So we're going to finish this first period 2-0. Thomas Madison, 113-pounder, moved up to 120 for independence over Ishmael Mana, which I apologize to Mana, maybe not saying that correctly. So Madison's now in position, off the whistle, quick, comes up and does a great job of hand control and immediately gets up for a 1-point escape. So Madison comes up to a 3-1 lead. Mana is working and try to carry on Madison. So Madison needs to make sure that he's not in control of that elbow. So Mana's got a tight collar tie. And Madison's had a hard time getting through. Madison's got a 2-on-1 and drops in on a single. A great job there, and not quite able to finish it. So nice action by Thomas Madison, and did a nice job going 2-on-1 into a single, and just a little more real estate could have gotten that takedown. So back on our feet, and we're off. So. Mana really staying very tight and kind of ear to ear, making it a little bit challenging to do much. And Madison needs to kind of keep working his way out of that, and he is kind of trying to peel that hand off and go into a 2-on-1. And he's kind of probably keep working on that and doing a nice job with it. But so 54 seconds here in the second period. Second match started at 113 pounds. Now we're under 120. And Marion was able to get a fall in that first 113-pound match. There's a shot, and Madison's fairly stretched out. Mana does a nice job of trying to come around, but Madison's pretty quick and able to get back up to his feet. So no takedown awarded, and 28 seconds to go. And there's a partial shot by Madison, but Mana's got it really blocked off, and was able to just do a pass by there, Urbana was, and on Madison to go up to get a takedown. So that makes a 3-2 match. So a few seconds to go. So Madison really kind of got caught leaning in there a little bit. And so here we go to the third period. And so Marion's going to choose to go back on their feet and feeling pretty good about that. And so Madison with a partial shot, but not able to kind of get past Urbana's got that really heavy Kalatai and blocking him off. And so Madison doing a good job tying up the wrists, and coach is kind of calling for him to do that, and he has been, or he's trying now. So, here we go. And there's a partial shot attempt again by Urbana, and Madison kind of backing out a little bit. The official isn't called much right now. So challenging, I think, sometimes for Madison back for his first night out, and unfortunately is also moving up here and wait a little bit. Just got a stall warning against him, kind of backing up a little bit, and Urbana has a partial shot, but Madison not quite able to counter that. And pretty entertaining match here, despite not a lot of offensive scoring. So 43 seconds to go. There's the shot. Urbana does a nice job of changing his level and shooting on that single. There's another shot on double leg, but not able to garner it so far. And Madison doing a nice job of countering that. Urbana pretty quick on that shot, and not sure why haven't seen that a whole lot earlier, but so Madison, there's a shot again by Urbana, so Madison's got to be careful. He's got a strong call against him, or warning against him, but Urbana not able to, they're going to get Urbana a point one, stalling, and now it should be a 2-point takedown. So fortunate that occurred. The official decided to make the match his own there with a stall call, but Thomas Madison able to get a takedown with about 5 seconds to go, and it's near fall, so that's going to finish 7-3. So a good match and a good win by Thomas Madison to bring Independence onto the board. Marion 6, Independence 3. Now we're on to 126 pounds. And 126 pounds for Independence is Braden Holt. For Marion is Jack Eichhorn. And so we'll see how things go. I'm not sure Eichhorn, I'm not sure his age, but Braden Holt is a sophomore. In the duel, we have Center Point who's battling North Lynn, and that looks like it's a pretty tight duel as well. So here we go. And 126 pounds, Braden Holt versus Jack Eichhorn of Marion. And hand fighting, and earlier in the night, Holt has had a little bit of success, certainly on his feet. Kind of it's been long. Eichhorn with a shot, but it's headed down, and Holt does a nice job of countering that. Comes into a front headlock position, but not quite able to score off that, and a bit of an arm drag. So did a nice job of countering that, and Eichhorn really just kind of pushing forward at this point. So both wrestlers kind of feeling each other out here. a shot into a high crotch into single. Eichhorn drops his head down on the mat, and Holt, pretty long, does a nice job getting his hips back and coming in. Does a nice job of keeping the head and shooting into a reshot. Let's see if he can finish this, and he does. He does a great job of coming back into a double leg and gets a takedown, has the arm trapped, and so if he's got an inside wrist, if he can just take him over, but did a really nice job on the counter. Braden Holt, very long, 126-pounder, and so doing a nice job. He's got that arm trapped. He's got it just, but they're going to go out of bounds. Not going to quite get Eichhorn over, but a great job on that takedown and keeping that arm. And had they been a little further inbounds, probably getting some near fall points. So Holt going to be on top. 18 seconds to go, first period. Eichhorn quickly up to his feet and not able to quite control his hands, and back on his feet, and they step out of bounds. So Eichhorn looks like he's going to try some stand up, and Holt been pretty good about following and trying to get him back down. So 12 seconds to go, first period, and Eichhorn again quickly up to his feet. Does have his hands control a little bit better there, and is able to get an escape. So that makes a 2-1 match. Braden Holt leading Jack Eichhorn, and so it's going to be end of the first period. 126 pounds. And Holt's going to go ahead and defer. Eichhorn's going to choose down as well for our start of the second period. And Eichhorn kind of showing his hand, pretty much showing he's going to do a stand up, and gets up pretty well. And Holt has done a nice job of controlling him quickly. Gets a stall warning after about 3 seconds, and Eichhorn is able to get an escape. So it's a 2-2 match as we really get going here in the second period. So there's a great shot by Holt, and that's a beautiful shot. Does a really nice job of getting those hips. Eichhorn kept coming in and stayed between the legs. So nice takedown by Holt. So Holt quickly has is getting Eichhorn and had him riding over the ankle, but Eichhorn does a pretty job of escaping. So there's Eichhorn in on a shot now this time, and Holt is digging in on the crotch and pushing the head down, and Eichhorn's had a hard time getting his hips underneath him, but turns the corner there, and Holt just kind of let Eichhorn get his head to the side, unfortunately, and gave up that takedown. So Eichhorn now takes the lead 5-4, and Holt is not quite able to get out of escape. And so here we are, second period, 43 seconds to go. So Holt in down position. He's down 5-4 in this match. And Eichhorn looking for an ankle pick, and I think wants to lift those hips and turn him. And so Ray doing a nice job of peeling that hand off that ankle. It comes up and kind of gets square. Great job of getting an escape. So ties this match up 5-5, and 27 seconds to go in the second period. And there's a partial shot. Actually, beautiful shot, so long. I didn't think he got it, but he had him right behind the knee, and is able to do a knee tap and get that takedown with just about 18 seconds to go in the second period. Now he's going to ride him out. So Holt really looks very good on his feet here and doing a great job. So long that had that collar tie and kind of a knee tap, and I honestly didn't even see it coming. So 7-5, he's going to choose a down position. So Braden Holt looking to close out here if we can. And so Eichhorn again in on that inside ankle. Holt able to fight that off and get into a sit-out position, working his way back in. So doing a nice job. So we're going to get back in third period, 1:48 to go. Eichhorn looks like he keeps wanting to go to that ankle. Oh, outside ankle this time, and into a short sit. And so Holt is able to get that escape, so got that head controlled and able to come up. So there's a shot by Acorn and a pretty good sprawl by Holt. But now Acorn does have Holt's leg underneath him, so Holt can continue to work on that. And so Holt doing a really nice job of getting that leg in and being just long and using that length on Acorn. So takes a 10-5 lead. Getting a lot of forward pressure on Acorn. Now we're going to get a stalemate call. So Braden Holt can kind of hang on here for another 58 seconds. Really doing wrestling a nice match here. And Acorn looking to do a Grammy roll, but didn't have his hips cleared. Holt does a nice job of following with that. And so Holt, he brings him back down to the mat and does have wrist control. Thought they were going to get him for a locked hands, but thankfully we didn't. And so 42 seconds, and Holt putting a lot of forward pressure on him. And going to do like power half, looks like. So Holt getting kind of aggressive and riding pretty tough here. So and kind of standing over the hips a little bit, and so there's a 1 point for stalling. So that was, I guess the official didn't think he was doing enough, but there's going to be a caution red. So it's a match score of Braden Holt leading here 10-6, and so with 18.6 seconds to go. And Acorn quickly up and gets an escape, and has a partial shot. So there's another takedown. So really, Acorn kind of desperation snap, and Holt does a great job of getting his feet back, hitting the takedown, and so wins that match 12-7. So a really nice match and a really nice victory for Braden Holt, 126 pounds for Independence. So on to 132 pounds. 132 pounds for Independence will be Fisher Crawford, and listed for Marion will be Austin Fritz. We have a 6-6 dual meet score, and so we'll see how this plays out. I can't recall Crawford's first match. He had Henderson from Northland, and then Henderson's pretty tough, so he didn't come away with victory there, but he did come away with victory against Marion's, Center Point. So Fisher Crawford in on a double leg shot, not quite able to get his hips underneath him, and looks like looks to me like Fritz is looking to do some counter wrestling and had a little over under there, and but Crawford was off the mat, so Crawford can lower those level again and blast her in the double leg, like he was able to here earlier. Maybe we can get that takedown. So Fritz coming in on a looks like trying to do an Oklahoma, but Crawford pretty strong and actually just bear hugs him straight back. So Fritz does a pretty good job of getting to his belly without going to his back. So Crawford doing a really nice job of just coming in and getting to a body lock, I guess, position, and taking him down. Crawford now digging that arm out of there and has it on his back. He's got 54 seconds, has him inbound. He's going to look for a hammerlock series, and does have not quite there. And so Fritz comes to his feet, and that's the tough thing about that series. If you're not quite having locked up, the wrestler can sometimes get out. But Crawford bulldogs him over with an Oklahoma and just bulldogs Fritz over. Didn't even really have a lot of leverage, but was able to get that in. So 2-point takedown, 3-point near fall, and quickly Crawford's got a 7-1 lead. He's got the legs in, and looks like he's going to look to Look like he's going to try and cross face Fritz and get some more near fall points, but maybe a little challenge from here. But Crawford, and that's the end of that first period. So Fisher Crawford, 132 pounds, Independence, is up 7-1 after the first period over Fritz of Marion. And so we're going to start her back on her feet. So Crawford in with a heavy collar tie, and Fritz tries a little shut by and actually has Crawford, throws him in a headlock. Crawford initially goes over and then gets a reversal on his own, gets Fritz in a headlock. That's probably the headlock, and now is sitting in on it. And Crawford just too strong for Fritz, and able to counter. Fritz had a nice headlock, but Crawford also then countered and pulled Fritz over. And now Fritz is in some deeper weeds. So they have a match score listed at 9-5. But Fisher Crawford is sitting in the headlock bulldog position and going to look to get a fall here. There he converts it and gets a fall. So Fisher Crawford doing a nice job coming out and getting the fall for Independence at 132 pounds. On 138 pounds for Independence is Matthew Doyle, and for Marion, lead listed will be Braden Geringer, and so we'll see that goes. So it makes a dual score, 12-6. Independence with the lead on Marion. So Doyle looking to go rushing 2-on-1, drops in on a short carry, and quickly is able to get Geringer onto a carry and into, I guess they didn't award any near fall points, but I got a takedown, 2 points, but had him precariously close to some near fall points, but it wasn't awarded that. And it's now riding here tough on top, so out of bounds they go. So we're going to restart with Geringer of Marion, Braden Geringer, in down position. So Doyle go ahead and just lets him escape. But Geringer on really kind of a long shot, but Doyle actually did a pretty nice job of countering that. So. And there's another nice duck under, and to his back, a beautiful setup on duck under, and then just blew through Geringer and caught him right on his back on Doyle. He's got that inside arm elbow trapped, and Geringer did a nice job of fighting off his back, but gave a 3-point near fall. So Doyle really changed his level, caught Geringer leaning, and was able to make him pay with a 2-point near fall, 2-point takedown, 3-point near fall. Now he's got the legs in, and he's working to turk him over, and he does have that, but not able to quite keep him there. But a pretty quick 2-point near fall, but we'll take that, I guess. Again, once again, Doyle really doing a pretty good job of controlling Geringer. And got another 2-point near fall. So Matthew Doyle quickly, amassing some of the points, and it's an 11-1 lead right now. And Geringer's on his back, and there's a fall. So Doyle really showed some good collection of moves from one to the next, and did a really nice job coming out and getting the fall. So Independence takes that lead, 18-6. Up next for Independence will be Brady Webb, and Brady's going to be wrestling Zach Cochran for Marion, least listed. And I believe we're now going to be moving on to having 2 mats, so I will try to expand out once again and see if we can keep that going. 152 pounds for Marion. Excuse me, for Independence will be Jared Orr. I've got, some crowd kind of deciding to be in front of me. Brady Webb wrestling and getting elbow up underhooks, and Webb versus Cochran. And Webb couldn't catch, you probably couldn't catch it on there, but had double underhooks and ended up throwing Cochran, but they were both off the mat, so it didn't work out. So I got some fans that are collecting in front of me here, and so still waiting. 152 pounds to come out. There's an ankle pick, leg sweep, and Cochran gets takedown on Webb, so he goes up 2-0 for that. Cochran, Webb's able to get an escape, so that makes a 2-1 match. So Brady Webb leading, is currently down to Cochran, Zach Cochran. Webb is Webb's thank you. Is down 2-1 in that match, and so back on their feet. 53 seconds to go, and here we go. So it's been pretty entertaining. Got the crowd cleared out, and so Webb was having some success kind of with a little bit of those underhooks again, and I think Cochran's probably maybe not going to want to do that too much. Cochran's giving some half shots and working some feints on his own. 25.7 seconds to go, and so the official clock says 19 seconds. I know the one down on the here doesn't, but so there's a partial shot, and Cochran looking to score and is able to get Webb's head snapped down and cover the ankle for a 2-point takedown. I know it says 0 down there, but the 3, 2, 1. So the official clock is just now going off. So Brady Webb is down 4-1 in this match, and so Webb's going to choose the down position, and so he's posting. Cochran's put a lot of forward pressure. Is riding that half and giving a lot of forward pressure with tight waist. Brady doing a pretty good job of trying to come up, but they have kind of got his hips going the wrong way there a little bit, and now Cochran's got him turned over, and so Webb was battling him and then kind of turned in towards him a little bit, and Cochran used that to get those hips in the air, and so Webb is does a nice job of fighting off his back there, and they're going to award a 3-point near fall, I believe. Yep, 3-point near fall. So that should make that match score 7-1. So 59 seconds to go. I know the clock on the bottom says still the first period, but it's second period. 53 seconds to go. You know, we're waiting on the yellow mat that gets started at 152 pounds, and so Webb is onto his feet, and I tried to keep that elbow posted, but just not able to really to clear those hips into his hands. And so Cochran does a nice job of riding him back down to the mat, and leading this 7-1, 24 seconds to go here in the second period. Now Cochran is still working a power half, and I'm going to go and come into here a little bit. So still working a power half, 12 seconds to go, and he's kind of controlling this match right now. So it's going to be the end of the second period. So all right, they're calling 152 as well. So we'll see if they get to this finally. So 152, at least for Independence, certainly is going to be Jared Orr. And from Marion, I'm not sure if this is Ben Gibson, but that's it's listed anyway. So Webb down 7-1, and 152 starting here on their gold mat. And so keep an eye on both of these. So Cochran is from Marion wrestling Webb on the black mat at 145 pounds. Webb had a duck under and was able to drop in on his legs for a takedown. So Brady Webb doing a nice job of getting that takedown. So comes back up, bringing the match score 7-3. Or on the gold mat has double underhooks and does an inside trip and trips his opponent straight to his back. And so there's a fall. So Independence doing a great job of getting double unders and doing an inside trip and taking his opponent, which we think was Ben Gibson, to his back and getting 6 points. So Webb still down 7-3 on the black mat. Seth House from Independence comes up at 160 pounds on the gold mat. And yep, he's going to have a match. They have it listed open, so I'm not sure who that wrestler is, but we'll find out. So 26 seconds to go in the black mat with Webb down 9-3. There's a reversal on that. And so House is in on a single leg and sits on it, gets into a 2-point takedown, and he's going to let his wrestler up. And so, shoots in on a partial shot. So Brady Webb's got 20 seconds to go in the black mat, and he's down 9-3. Seth House on the gold mat, wrestling, we're not sure, from Marion. It looks like he's up quickly 4-1 with 2 takedowns, and now he's going to give up an escape. He's going to garner an escape. So there's the end of that match with Webb at 145 pounds, down 9-4. And so moving on, 170 pounds on that black mat, where Cole Davis of Independence will wrestle maybe Cole Horek. I'm not sure if Marion, again, I don't have that number. House again with another takedown, so the 4th takedown here of the first period. And so a couple matches going. Independence is leading this dual meet 24-9, and it's Cole Davis for Independence on the black mat, Seth House on the gold mat. House leads 8-2 with 47 seconds to go in the first period, and Davis Independence quickly in on a single leg and first a double leg for a 2-point takedown. And so Cole's going to go ahead and Davis is going to go ahead and international start. House is going to go ahead and grant an escape, so make it 8-4. And House in a double leg just drives it through and quickly out. So Davis in also on a shot, but not quite able to finish it inbounds, and so Davis leading 2-1 on that. House gives in allows an escape and gets in on double leg again and turns the corner for another takedown. 18 seconds to go, so he takes the lead 12-5. Davis with a takedown and controlling the match up top as well. With 1 minute and 15 seconds to go to 170 pounds, Davis has the elbow and looking for a cradle, and he does have the cradle locked up, so he's going to see if he can get him over. House is the end of the first period, and he's up 12-5. Going to the second period, Davis 57 seconds to go in the first period, and not able to keep the cradle, but has almost north-south position on that wrestler. So House is in on another double leg, and Davis has his wrestler in some deep position, gets the fall. So Cole Davis, independent 170 pounder, and able to get the fall. So it's a nice win for Davis. Up next on the black mat will be Joe Kaiser, 182 pounds, and Joe will be wrestling Brady Bartz. And so House of Independence up 14-5 in the gold mat versus Thomas McAllister. And House in on another shot, but it stretched out there a little bit, and able to just pick it up and just turn the corner for another takedown. So 8th takedown of the match. Kaiser here on the black mat against Bartz, so this should be a fairly good match. And Bart's in on a high crotch temp, but not able to get it, and then just not quite able to finish that. So Kaiser on the black mat is still 0-0 and 20 seconds into the first period. So the gold match, House is up 16-6 with 1:20 to go, and looking for a tilt. And Kaiser had an overhook. He had an underhook, pardon me, and so Bart's able to kind of get an over-under and throw Kaiser, but not able to get anything on the I didn't get to give up takedown. House has McAllister on his back at this point, looking for a fall, and hard to keep up with both of these things. So on the gold match, House has McAllister on his back. 24 seconds to go in the second period. He's up 16-6 into that match, and so McAllister doing a nice job of fighting. With 13 seconds to go, gives up the fall. So House gets the winner by fall, and over McAllister. Move on 195 pounds on this gold match, where we'll have Tate Friedhoff of Independence will be wrestling, I believe, Weston Horak. And so on this black mat, we have Brady Bartz, and just was able to get a fireman's carry on Joe Kaiser of Independence, and Bartz continues to have the or keeps that far elbow, and he's going to work to sort of a turkey him over. On this near mat gold mat, we have Friedhoff and Horak, I believe, is not sure, but so both guys in a heavy collar tie, and we have a dual meet score, Independence 36, Marion 9. So, we did start 113 pounds. So right now we have on the black mat 182 pounds wrestling, on the gold mat 195 pounds. So 0-0 on the gold mat with Tate Friedhoff and Horak, not Horak, Horak. And Friedhoff goes for a headlock attempt, but not able to get that. Horak gets 2-point takedown. So on the black mat, Brady Bartz of Marion is leading 8-2, and has Kaiser and a Butcher, and gets the fall. So Marion gets a fall at 182 pounds, and then we'll move on to 220 pounds for Independence will be Hunter Crawford, and for Marion will be Logan Hank Gardner. And so on the gold mat, we are 2-1, Tate Friedhoff wrestling Horak. And so with 20 seconds to go here in the first, and it says, there we go, we're caught up. So on the black mat, Hunter Crawford was quickly on it, attempting to pass by. But There's a shot by Crawford, not able to quite get it, and freed off again on the gold mat at 195 pounds is going to get in the second period. He is down 2-1. And Crawford does a go behind and then is able to back trip his opponent down on the gold mat. Horak is trying to kind of just crawl forward, and Friedhoff is able to get the legs in, and he's going to look to, again, maybe try to do a Turk to get him over, but on top has the legs in, and so going to look to get that hip down. So Friedhoff down 2-1. It is the second period, minute 30 to go. A black mat is Hunter Crawford with leading 2-0, and with 57 seconds to go in the first period. So still with our heavyweight match to go, and I believe will probably be open at 106. And so Friedhoff has the is looking again to Turk his opponent over, Horak over, and just not Horak's not giving up any near fall points, at least according to the official, but Friedhoff doing a nice job of riding pretty tight and keeping those legs in. Probably not something many 195 pounders are used to, getting the leg a little bit, but now Horak's come up, and Friedhoff trying to get those legs back in there. On the black mat, Crawford has the single, he's running it, and he turns it into a double leg and gets a takedown, so he takes a 4-1 lead. And Friedhoff does a great job of getting behind his guy and bringing him back to the mat. Coming around the front, not sure that's maybe a good idea, and it wasn't. So he gives up a 1-point escape. So that does give Horak the lead 3-1. So probably should have just tried to ride him out at that point. Crawford up 4-1 with just starting second period, and so Friedhoff's going to choose down in the third period. He's got to make up a 2-point deficit here. Crawford gets a takedown, and he's at 6-1 lead at 220 pounds. So Crawford picking his opponent up and stepping between the legs, trying to bring him back down to the mat on his back. So his opponent doing a pretty good job of trying to make sure that doesn't happen. And on the gold mat, Friedhoff's able to get an escape, so that's a 3-2 match there. So at this point, you can get a takedown, you're probably going to win that. Hunter Crawford on the black mat up 9-2 now with the second period, 1:20 to go. And going to be a little blood time out there. And so entertaining 195-pound match on our gold mat, and with Friedhoff down 3-2 to Horak of Marion, and so Horak looking like he wants to just tie up, and probably not going to want to do too much, and so Friedhoff going to have to make some action happen, and some going to have to make some offense. Hard to do with the guys just backing up, but 30 seconds to go, and official's not going to apparently warn him for any stalling, just backing straight up, but each official is different. Back to action on the black mat as well with Hunter Crawford, and so Friedhoff is pushing, but really not working any shots, and so need to but 6 seconds to go, and just has a desperation headlock and not able to get it. So Freehouse going to lose 5-2 and in that match. And we're back on to the black mat of 220, where Hunter Crawford is leading 11-3 with 38 seconds to go into the second period. Heavyweight match will come up on our gold mat, which we're going to have Drew Evans, Independence, is going to wrestle Carson Webster of Marion. And so, and then after that we'll go to 106. Not sure the, actually I think dual meet score 36-18. There we go. One of them has 36-15, one of them has 36-18. Black mat, Hunter Crawford leading 13-3 over Hank Gardner. And so 15 seconds to go in the second. It'll be the end of the second period on the black mat, Hunter Crawford and Hank Gardner. So Crawford up 10 points in that 13-3, and he's going to choose the down position, work on scoring some there. Drew Evans, Independence heavyweight on the gold mat, and again versus Webster, we think. So a reversal, a nice switch by Hunter Crawford to get a reversal, and he allows an escape. Crawford's been kind of had his way on his feet, and so he's had pretty good luck with that pass by and dropping in on a single leg, and I think he's going to continue to try to do that. And he gets in a double leg, lifts, and does a nice job of breaking him up under control, bringing him down to his back, and so he's getting some near fall points, and actually he's going to get a fall. So Crawford does a great job getting a good double leg, going ahead, bringing it back down to the mat, bringing him straight to his back and getting a fall. So nice win by Hunter Crawford. Drew Evans also with a takedown to take that lead 2-0. And so we're going to move over to this match. 106 will be a match for which Independence will forfeit. So Evans up 2-0 in this match at heavyweight. 10 seconds to go here in the fourth. It's 2-1 now. So Evans is going to go ahead and defer, and we're going to get Webster, I believe is his name, from Marion is going to go ahead and choose the down position. Was able to escape, and so and off the Webster comes into tripod position and able to get those hands and hips out and gets the escape. So it makes a 2-2 match. So we're starting new here in the second period. Evans up, and Webster comes in looking for kind of a body lock, and Evans does a nice job of turning his hips and getting him turned, but just out of bounds. And so Evans not quite able to get that takedown, but so. And we'll go ahead and back up. I believe that is not the 106 match. That is a JV match on the black mat, which Carter Straw wrestling there. So Evans on the gold mat again. They're into a nice. He had an over/under and was able to turn those hips and almost get his opponent thrown. But just not quite able to keep him in bounds. But nice to see some of that action for Drew Evans. So again, second period, 53 seconds to go. It's a 2-1 match actually, and and there he goes. Nice So Webster just kind of had an overhook, and Evans is able to just kind of shuck it by. And so not sure they called we called some, I don't know if it was a penalty point, but a takedown. But regardless, Webster's in down position, tripods up, and is able to get an escape. But Evans still leading that match 5-3. And Evans is has an underhook, right underhook, and keeps pummeling in, kind of right, getting over and under. 7 seconds to go, and we'll finish up here in the second period. So, end of the second period, Drew Evans, heavyweight, leading 5-3, and it is Evans is going to choose down. This will be the last match, at least on the varsity, on this gold mat. 106 was not contested, so Independence does lead this duel. I don't know if it's 42-18 or 44. There's two different scoreboards showing two different things, but Independence coming away with 3 dual meet victories tonight here in Center Point. Initially, we're able to beat North Lynn in the initial duel of the evening, and then came back and were able to beat Center Point and then Marion. So getting a couple WAMAC victories in this gold match. Still heavyweight, so Evans is not quite able to escape. He did choose down in this third period, and it's a good thing. I think kind of working on some of his some of these skills. So that's it. I'd like to thank our sponsors, and so those are Adams Family Furniture, Cliff Keen Athletics, Cy and Charlie's, Esh and Tarpey Napa, Home Indeed, Indy Mat Club, the Iowa High School Sports Network, Shannon Wrestling Tournaments, Signs and More, Smith D&L Insurance, and the Predicament. So have this last match here at heavyweight, and so Drew Evans is not quite able to get those hands controlled and out before he gets off the mat. So leading that match 5-3 heavyweight. 1:19 to go. The JV mat, we had a fall by Independence, and I don't have that information. It is, I can't see. So, and so let's say there's a technical violation on the red. He kind of low and just drove him out of bounds, and so that gives another point into Evans. So he's up 6-3, and Webster starts in the international position, drops in on the legs. Evans doing a pretty good job of getting out, so persistence it pays off for Drew Evans, and so he's up 7-3 in that match, and can't tell who's wrestling in the JV match. I do believe it's on the Ben Kelly, I believe, in the black mat. Didn't really look when they were getting when they were checking in. So Evans is up 9-3, and 30 seconds to go. It's going to go ahead and let Webster have an escape there, and so gets to escape Webster in on a shot. Evans does a really nice job of sprawling there, getting the hips down and getting 2-point takedown. And so he's going to go ahead and let him up, get him one, and in 13 seconds to go, he's going to work on getting more takedowns, and so working on stuff they need to. So it's good to get that takedown, and going to maybe run out of time here, but nice final victory and win by Drew Evans on 11-5 over Webster of Marion. So that will take our dual meet scores from either 45 or 47 to 18. We're not really sure. And so it was a good win. And otherwise, Independence will be back in action tomorrow for the Battle of Waterloo. It's stated it will be a 9 o'clock match, about 11 o'clock match, and about a 1 o'clock match. And so we know that the first duel will be versus Don Bosco, and after that will just depending on win and loses. So they're finishing up a few more JV matches. I believe that's Dylan Ruther, who's wrestling on black mat. Does a nice job of getting his opponent and just kind of snapping him down, coming behind him. So, so Ruther getting work in the half, and he's got a half in there now. He's going to go kind of between the legs, I think, and up. He's going to go into a cradle. And so Dylan Ruther doing a nice job with that, and gets a fall. So that should take care of it, I think, tonight. So back in action, so tune in tomorrow at 9 o'clock.